unfortunately now made world headlines.
So, the first thing that happens when I witness something this horrific, I read about it on the news, or I see it on Facebook, and that's how I got to know about it. The first feeling is really, why? Why did this happen? It's a cause of anger to see someone devalue human life. In my opinion, and this is my opinion, I don't really speak on behalf of the Dalton Islamic Center. I am a Daltonian. I grew up here. I went through elementary school here all the way to Dalton State College. I consider Dalton to be my home, and I love this city. And to see something that happened in our neighboring city in Chattanooga, it's depressing and saddening, and it's very tragic. And the timing adds another element of grief. As we all know, yesterday, Thursday, when this horrible event took place, it was the last day of the holy month of Ramadan. And today is supposed to be one of the festivals, a celebration to celebrate the breaking of the fast. You usually see many Muslims come to mosques on this day to celebrate. You see this mosque in particular, the Dalton Islamic Center, really bursting at the seams from the amount of people that are here, and people bursting in joy, celebrating the end of the month of Ramadan and breaking their fast. Today, for example, where we would usually see 400 to 500 families attend the mosque, there was not even 100 families here. Where you would see people gathering outside and playing in the playground and playing soccer and eating all the sweets and all the international foods. You didn't see that today. On the other hand, the board of the mosque elected to call the law enforcement, a sheriff's deputy, to come just as a protective measure and post right at the entrance of the Islamic Center in case, God forbid, something were to happen. So not only was there sadness in people's heart, but it was manifest on their faces, where you would see people taking pictures with their families and smiling. Even those who did smile, you can see it was superficial. How can one really smile when we just hear in our neighboring city of Chattanooga that 4 lives were lost unnecessarily, unjustifiably? And when there is any life that is lost, it's sad. But it adds another element to it when they're part of our armed forces, people who have really put themselves on the line to protect us. We're grief-stricken. We are in a lot of pain, and we're trying to go forward with love for our neighbors and for our community, and just to unite with one another as best we can.
I absolutely feel as grief-stricken as my friend just said that he and his family and the greater community are. Yesterday's events were simply tragic. There's no justification or excuse for what took place. I think this is a time for careful consideration, reflection, understanding, compassion, and solidarity above all. Because as Mr. Awad stated, he's a member of this community, long-standing, as am I. I've known him for a long time, and his family, and a lot of his acquaintances here at the Dalton Islamic Center. There is no need for anger or hate or resentment at this time. We just need to open up a dialogue with our neighbors of the Islamic faith and come to a level of mutual respect and understanding for the situation, and understand that they are grieving as heavily as we are during this time of loss.
The Dalton Islamic Center has publicized and put on their website, because that that does represent the Dalton Islamic Center. Okay. So the Dalton Islamic Center has publicized and put out a press release, and I'd like to read that. The Dalton Islamic Center and the Muslim community condemned the yesterday's despicable attacks on the Marines in Chattanooga. We condemn it with the strongest words, just like we condemn all other senseless attacks before. As Muslim Americans, we feel the pain of the families of the victims, grieve with them, and offer them our deepest condolences. Our hearts go out to the mourning families of the police officer, the 4 brave Marines who were shot and killed. We pray for the other dear people who were injured and wish them all a swift recovery. We ask Allah, praise to Him, to descend His peace and mercy to our Dalton and Chattanooga community, our nation, and the world.